Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a great start to your day wherever you may be. This is the full moon reading. It is a super moon, the beaver moon, for November the 5th, 2025. And it's a really powerful moon. So without further ado, let's jump into it. We've got the Guiding Light Oracle, the Zodiac Moon Oracle, the Mini Chakra Love Deck, and the Light Seer Tarot for today's reading. So let's talk about the full moon. So spiritually, what is a full moon, right? Well, it's associated with completion, transformation, heightened emotions, and clarity. It symbolizes a time when the seeds of the new moon have bloomed, representing a sort of peak in our energy and our personal abundance. And many traditions view it as a time for introspection, releasing what no longer serves you, and celebrating what you've created, which oftentimes involves some form of a ritual to sort of foster gratitude or to let go of the past. So the beaver, this is the beaver moon. It's said to be a spirit animal that represents the power of adaptability. And I love that. Now, as a Canadian, beaver is a treasured animal here in Canada because, of course, it's on the face of one of our coins, the nickel coin, the 5-cent coin. So I'm going to talk and shuffle all at the same time here. I'm going to pull our cards out, put them face down. So this super full moon, the beaver moon, is in the sign of Taurus, and that's going to draw attention to what we value, as well as our inherent values, and the worth that we place on everything that we have or that we desire. What's interesting is that it is in opposition to where the sun is. The sun is in the sign of Scorpio. And both of these signs, Taurus and Scorpio, are ultimately seeking the same thing: presence, peace, and authentic power. But because they are opposing each other, it's going to seem like, or could seem like, they're asking us to find two different things. But they're really asking us to find the same thing. They just take different paths to get there. That's an important thing to note. So Scorpio dives into the emotional sort of underworld, right? Scorpios are unafraid of the dark and always seeking transformation, where Taurus plants its feet firmly on the ground, seeking security and beauty and the simple pleasures of what makes life worth living. So you can see that they're both sort of seemingly in opposition, because they are in complete opposition on the zodiac scale, or the zodiac grid, we'll call it. But really, it's just two different ways to get the same result. So let's see what the cards, what Spirit has to say. So we've got the lights here shuffled up, and we'll leave those face down. We're going to turn over this card first. So look at that beautiful purple. Share your gifts. Get ready to see movement when you choose to share your gifts. So to me, this is about, lending a hand, being supportive, being a beacon of light for others, right? immediately what comes to mind is do unto others, right? We want to treat others the way we want to be treated, and that's really what's coming through for me with this card. Okay, now we go to our zodiac moon, and look at that. We've got the sun in Taurus, so this is the opposite of what it is, right? The moon is in Taurus, the sun is in Scorpio, but this is an interesting card that's showing up. We've got sun in Taurus and practicalities, and up here it says boost self-worth and finances. So you could be worried about abundance. We said that, right? It's the beaver full moon, and the beaver spiritually means adaptation, right? And so what does that mean? What it means is the way you view things. We talked about these two signs, the moon in Taurus and the sun in Scorpio, being in opposition of each other on the zodiac grid. Really, they are the same. They're just asking you to look at finding the solution in a different way. So, practicalities, self-worth, finances, and I said abundance. Abundance is about finances. That's how most people associate being abundant or prosperous. But self-worth is also about prosperity and abundance. And I think that looking at it those two ways really points out the Taurus and the Scorpio opposition. So let's pull some tarot cards and let's see what we can get from Spirit. Wow. So, our first card, the World, the end of a cycle, joy, blessings, right? Completion, finalization. And it's interesting because, this is the last supermoon of the year, and, this is sort of preparing us for the winter, and as we sort of recap all the things that have happened over the course of the year, you might feel the urge or the push, if you will, to, I got to quick hurry up and, get my goals completed before the end of the year. So there may be that kind of feeling, right? A little bit of like anticipation, not in a bad way, but in a good way. Next, we have the Hierophant. What is the Hierophant about? The Hierophant is about traditions and values and, your sort of spiritual side, right? To me, this is like a heightened sense. Now, don't forget, we've got this supermoon going on. We've also got the 11/11 portal, which is coming up next week, which is, in my opinion, one of the most powerful portals. And so our sort of spiritual side, our spirituality can be really heightened. Psychic abilities, your intuition can be heightened, all of those things. So pay attention to signs and signals and synchronicities during this time. Next, we have the Five of Cups. I often refer to the Five of Cups as, the crying over spilt milk card. And to me, this is exactly what this opposition is about, right? Looking at, in the example that I gave about the abundance, right? Do I have enough? I am enough. In the traditional Five of Cups card, you have 3 cups that have been knocked over and their contents have, spilt out onto the floor, but you have 2 cups that remain with their contents intact. And the secret to success with that 5 of Cups is figuring out a way to view those 2 cups that remain as a positive path forward. Like, how am I going to focus on that and make that work rather than focusing on the 3 cups of spilt and I feel like, oh no, it's all doomed, right? It's that opposition again, right? We've got the Six of Cups. Interesting card to be sort of like the final outcome. So the Six of Cups talks to us about imagination, about creativity, about our childhood. It talks to us about the past. But really, what I think is sort of sticking out to me here, if I can make this make sense to you, is that, you know, sometimes we think of where we are now and where we thought we were going to be, and we get down on that path, on that journey, on that direction, instead of viewing it from a perspective of the two cups remaining, if I can lean into this card and look at it as, wow, look at what I've done. Like, I may not have ended up where I thought I was going to end up, but like, wow, I'm pretty awesome because I survived that. You know, I made it through. Hopefully that makes sense. So, we have this feeling of completion and joy and this heightened spiritual awareness, this asking us to find the positivity, to look at things from a positive direction, showing us and sort of pointing us in the direction that we have the ability to control those thoughts, right? Because where we are going or where we have been is not maybe where we intended or what we had planned, but it's still been pretty terrific. But it doesn't mean that you can't continue to dream or that your path is carved in stone. You still have free will. And this is time for you to sort of correct course if you feel that necessary. That's what I'm getting here. And the way that we do that is by sharing our gifts, right? Being that beacon of light. Now, the bottom of the deck, the Four of Swords, rest and retreat. Feeling tired, feeling maybe a little bit sort of not overwhelmed per se, but more just like, I want to just hide for a little bit. I just want to, like, tune everything out. And that's okay. Because this shift seems quite powerful. Easy to say, but quite powerful to sort of boost up that inspiration and boost up that motivation that I can look at things from a different perspective. That's really easy to say, not so easy to do. And so listen to your body, nourish your body, feed your body, right? Be kind to your body. Give your body the strength that it needs to be able to forge forward. Now, our last card here from the Mini Chakra Love deck. We have chakra balance. So all of the healing chakra stones. Underneath it, usually they give us a name of a stone, and here they've said harmony. Harmony makes the song of life sweeter. Green jasper, turquoise, and labradorite is what they're mentioning for stones. So here's what I want to point out to you. Let me know in the comment section if you can see what I am visualizing on these cards, looking strictly at the artwork. Circle, 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 sort of a circle, circle, circle. And what is a circle? It is continuous. It's evolution. It's infinity. It's embracing. That's not by accident. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. And that, my friends, is as simple as it is when I said about looking for signs and symbols and synchronicities. Those are synchronicities. All of those circles. Awesome reading. Thanks, Spirit. Thank you for joining me. It means the world to me that you spend part of your day with me. I will be back on November the 11th live to do the 11/11 portal mini readings. That's Monday, November the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And there will be a pre-recorded video out on Friday. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and until we see each other again, I wish you many, many blessings. Mwah. Bye for now.